it's a tough one to give away. I mean, it's kind of the same story as last game. We came out ready to play. I thought our effort at the beginning was, our turnovers were bad early to start the game, but defensive effort was great for really about the first 12 minutes, and then we kind of relaxed a little bit the last 8, and then, we didn't close the half well. I think they ended the half on an 8-1 run. We were up 15 with just under 2 minutes to go, and then they started the second half on a 12-run run. So it's some of the same issues we've been having. I can't put my finger on it. I don't have an answer. Again, like the leadership to get us ready to play has been great. You look at our starts. We've had 2 really good starts to games, and then we just, I don't have an answer for why it hasn't sustained the effort. I thought we made some good plays. We out-rebounded them by 1 in the first half, and then they out-rebounded us by 10 in the second half. It was tough with the foul trouble. We had really only 3 bigs that are playing in the rotation. They all end up fouling out, which was big because they kind of pounded us up inside. John had to play the 4 pretty much the whole night because with all the bigs being in foul trouble, we really only played 1 at a time, and he did a great job. He had 11 rebounds and really battled hard in there, but it's not really his position playing the 4. So foul trouble, injuries, obviously we miss Herb. That would help clean up some of the rebounding issues, but we got to do a better job playing without fouling as well. I mean, that's an issue, 32-8 at the free throw line. Like we got to figure out how to guard them without fouling a little bit better.
Take questions for JP first, Michael, and side corner.
John, it looked like you were frustrated a few times out there with all the whistles and everything going on. What was the emotion like on the court?
It was just tough. I feel like every time we got ready to get on a run or something, the whistle didn't go our way tonight. But like Coach told us, we ain't gonna make that a mistake. We ain't gonna make that a excuse. I mean, we just got to come out and sustain a hard 40 minutes of hard work and hard effort the whole game.
Alex, right here in the middle.
John, but along that, several times, you slapped the floor for the technical. How hard is it to maintain your cool in those situations when maybe you expect a foul to be called and it's not, and then you get called for a phantom, whatever?
It's very hard, but that's all on me. I'm one of the leaders on the team, and I got to do a better job keeping my cool for the younger guys. I can't put us in a bad spot at that. I think at the time it was 43-50, and I gave them 2 free throws. We gave them 45-50. So I take full responsibility for that.
Last question for John, right here in the middle, Al.
John, obviously you're playing hard, playing with a lot of passion. What do you need to do to get it going offensively?
I really ain't been focusing on that. I'm just playing hard. I got to keep our guys together. Offense really is a problem, but our defense is more of a problem right now. So I'm locked in on defense.
Thanks, JP. Appreciate it.
Coach, you got a rebound and had a shot down 2 at the end of the clock. Didn't call timeout, just played it out.
Yeah, I
thought
about calling timeout. I kind of saw who Kara had on him, thought he could beat him. And, if you call the timeout, they get their matchups the way they want them. Thought it was probably our best way to score. Didn't work out. I did think Forbes ended up getting a layup. Playing without a real center in there, it's kind of messed up our spacing. Obviously, don't have a guy in there at all. You got everybody spread, but that's Jalen's call as to whether he thought he had to cut open for a layup or whether he should have stayed out for a 3. I was hoping that with the matchup Kara had, maybe he could get to the free throw line. It seemed like they were getting a fairly favorable whistle on the other end. I think if he would have drove, maybe forced a little more contact, maybe we get to the free throw line, tie the game up, but didn't happen that way. I maybe should have called a timeout.
And again, the last 2 of the first half and the first 2 of the second half probably, they cut it from 15 to 4. And any explanation or idea?
Yeah, I think if you total the 2 runs together, I think, what was it, a 12-1 run total like there? This has been a recurring problem with this team. Like, we don't close the first half well. it seems like we come out ready to play, and we're talking. The players are talking about it in the media timeouts. Come on, we got to close the half. Got to close the half. We got to, it goes from 15 to 8. Then we reconvene at half. Talk about some adjustments. We come out, turn the ball over right away on the inbounds play. It's our turnovers become a major problem, and then give up 2 old boards on might have been the first possession of the second half. It wasn't the first. It was the second. I think it was the first. So rebounding, turnovers, fouling, it's become a recurring problem for us. And it was definitely the big problem tonight. 20 turnovers, out-rebounded by 10 in the second half, and kept putting them to the free throw line. So until we get those 3 things fixed, it's going to be hard to win any decent games against a good team. So when all 3 of them go bad on the same night, it really makes it hard to win.
Another kind of crushing loss. How do you keep this from snowballing with, a trip to Georgia and then a trip to Auburn back to back?
Yeah, we needed this one bad. I mean, it's a great question. We obviously miss Herb, and if we plan on having any chance of playing in the postseason, we can't just lose every game when Herb's out, but don't get any easier. I mean, a road game at Georgia, they got, guy that's supposed to be a top 2 or 3 pick from what I'm seeing, so again, I thought Petty played really hard tonight. Thought his defense was actually pretty good. I matched him with a 4-man. He comes up with 11 rebounds. I thought he actually guarded well. He's going to have to play really hard again, and we're going to have to get some support on the defensive end for him. We're just going to have to figure out a way to get some wins, and we can't make excuses. A lot of teams dealing with injuries. Tennessee's dealing with injuries. I mean, they expected Turner to be their starting point guard, and they don't have him. He's out for the year. So we've had a rash of injuries, and we just got to figure out ways to win and not make excuses for ourselves.
You guys had 20 turnovers again tonight. Was there some consistency in what you saw with what went wrong?
Yeah, no. I mean, some of them are just mind-boggling to me. I mean, we only had 7 players last game, so we're not practicing a ton. We're trying to limit, guys being on their legs during practice, so it's hard to get a ton of reps with some of that stuff. And then I don't have an answer on some of them. I mean, it's just playing fast. You maybe have more turnovers, but we played this fast at Buffalo, and we were for a long time last year. We were top 10, top 25 in turnover percentage on offense, and maybe they got to get used to it. It doesn't help when Kyra's your kind of primary ball handler. We had some other guys maybe bringing the ball up the floor that made some questionable decisions with it, and then and if you look, I mean, they're spread out with everybody. I mean, Reese isn't typically a guy that has a high turnover. I'm not sure what exactly happened with him tonight, and then Kyra, as much as the ball is in his hands, he's going to have some. Those are your 2, but then you've got 3, 2, 1. Like everybody contributed.
You talked about the kind of the foul calls, but several of them, especially even some of those late ones, the ones that kind of sent a few of your bigs to the bench, were diving for balls in situations that you want them to play hard, but maybe, I don't know, smarter in those situations, knowing the situation.
Yeah, some of those, if we'd have gotten the first rebound, we don't have to foul trying to get the second one. Like, we got to find a way to get a rebound. I mean, I don't have an answer. Like we get a couple of those, we had 2 hands on the ball and somehow don't come up with it. So, yeah, I mean, we want them to play hard, play smart. I thought some of them were dumb. I mean, we just put 2 hands on guys sometimes. Like, then our guys go like this. Like, no, it was a foul. You pushed him with 2 hands. Like, that's a foul. So we've tried to show film of it, and we, as a coaching staff, really got to do a better job trying to get these guys to play without fouling. We just, video, practice, talk about it. We got to do a better job. We can't. It's so hard to win when it's 32-8 at the free throw line, and we shot the ball much better than them. We just free throws the highest, most efficient shot in the game, highest points per possession shot in the game, and we gave them 32, and we only got 8. It's a recipe for losing games.
Nate, how does being so shorthanded affect the way that you want to get the team into the style that you want to get them at this point in the year?
Yeah, I mean, we'd really like to push off stops hard and keep attacking all the time. Kyra gets tired as, I mean, we got him some rest with Beetle being back. We were able to cut his minutes from 40 to 36. But, with the foul trouble with the bigs, I mean, even Beetle played more minutes than we planned on him playing today. He was supposed to be a limited minutes, and we didn't have any options. I mean, he was playing well. He had to stay in the game. He played more than we anticipated him playing. But, it's hard. We'd like to have more big wings. That's the other thing, too. Like, if you look at the two guys out for the year, Rojas and Juwan Gary are 6'6", 6'7", 6'8", big wings. Now Herb's out. We don't have any. I mean, Petty's a big two guard, really, is what he is, and we're trying to play him at the 3 and the 4 because we don't have anybody. So the way we'd like to play fast, you'd like some more skilled guys with some size to help you rebound and get out in transition. We just don't have it. So we're trying to play smaller sometimes to play fast, and we couldn't play any bigger than we really did tonight with all foul trouble. We played about as big as we could. So, yeah, it definitely hurts the way we want to play. We got to get some more depth.
Two more questions left, right here with Al, right in the middle.
Petty's been on a scoring drought for the last few games. I'm going to ask you the same question I asked him. What do you need to do to get him going?
Some of that's on me. I mean, we've tried to run some different stuff to get the teams. Now, you look at Tennessee, like you look at what he did to them last year. You look at how well he was scoring it for a month and a half. Like, teams are really locked into. And then, it's basically, I mean, you read the comments of some of the coaches, you muscle men after the game, we're going to make sure Kyra and Petty don't beat us, which has contributed to Shackelford kind of getting off a little bit. If teams are going to put their two best perimeter defenders on Petty and Kyra, then somebody else has to step it up. And Jaden's done a pretty good job of that for the most part. But I have to, he only got 8 shots tonight. That's probably not enough. Like, we're trying. Sometimes when they just get locked onto them, it's hard because when you do that, you should open up big driving gaps for other guys. And trying to kind of send Kyra down some of those driving gaps. And, for Kyra to be as aggressive as he was tonight and not shoot one free throw, it's a little bit disappointing because I thought if they're going to lock on to Petty, we should have huge driving lanes for one of the fastest, quickest guards in the country. And he thought he got in the lane a lot, just couldn't get to the free throw line for whatever reason. But, yeah, we've talked about as a staff, how do we get JP off? Then you come out and with the way teams are guarding him, sometimes it's hard. So we're going to continue to try to get him off. We need him to get off. I mean, he's one of the most talented, one of the best shooters in the country, really. One of the most talented offensive players we have on this team. So we need him getting more shots than what he's getting. That's on us as coaches to figure out.
Tough loss tonight, and you're missing a main man. But what did the guys do right that you're going to reinforce going forward?
Yeah, I thought we came out of the gate strong. We attacked. We wanted to get the ball in the paint, drive it. I thought we did get a lot of paint touches. Offensively, when we had it flowing there in the first half, we were drive kicked. It looked really good. We didn't get into too much of that in the second half. It hurt because they literally lived at the free throw line the entire second half. I mean, it's just, they shot 18 my fault. They shot for the game 20 or for the half 21 free throws. So when you're going to the free throw line that often in the second half, we couldn't really get in a flow. But I did think that was good early. Thought we rebounded the ball early before we got in foul trouble and had to go small. I thought our effort out of the gate was great defensively. I thought Beetle gave us some good ball pressure. So I think there's a lot of positives for the first 17, 18 minutes of that game. And then for whatever reason, we couldn't sustain it for the last 20, 22 minutes or so.